Fran, had to feel good for Jack to come out like that and play as well as he did tonight. Just talk about his play and what he's gone through.
Tom, it was just so incredible to see, and I knew it was going to happen because he hadn't practiced in well over a week. Obviously, been grieving with his family, and had one of the best practices I've ever seen. Shot 9 for 10 in the practice, blocking shots, running the floor. He just knows how to play. He knows how to get open. He can stretch the floor and make threes. His length is effective defensively. He affects the game in so many different ways. See him come out and get 18 points and really be on the floor at a critical juncture in the game. It's just an amazing feeling as a coach. I'm just so thrilled for Jack and for his family.
The next question, Coach, from David Eichholt.
Yeah, Fran, you guys are up 30. Keegan Murray makes the hustle play to dive for that loose ball, get the timeout called. Is that the sort of play that you want to embody your team?
Absolutely. I thought that group with Keegan and Patrick and Joe T, Jack, I think CJ was on the floor at the time. I thought those guys were really special in that one stretch. Obviously, the rest of the group got us up by a bunch, played well. But seeing that group really changed the complexion of the game when they made the little run at us. That was fun to see. And, I think the whole bench reacted, when Keegan made that play, because that's just a winning play and it speaks to his character.
The next question, Coach, from Mike Halas.
Fran, from what we've seen in 3 games and Luka's point production, has it simply been a matter of taking what's there, and is this something that's probably going to have to change in the next game?
Well, it's going to be a lot harder. They got 4 guys that are 6'11". We haven't played anybody yet that has, I don't know, anybody that has anybody 6'11". So, they've got bigger bodies. They've got, guys that are going to be pros. They'll be a little bit different. But, we're not going to change what we do.
Next question, Coach, from Tom Kakert.
Fran, did Luka talk his way back in there at the end of the first half? I thought he was going to go out of the game, and then he came back in and got to 30 in the first half.
He didn't talk his way back in. We just put him back in.
Next question from Mike Halas.
Sorry about that. I know you've talked about this before, but if you could maybe amplify on it. What does Jack give you going forward over, what you finally got him back for a full season. What kinds of things does he bring here?
I think, Mike, you saw a lot of what he does tonight, and that's what he does all the time. He's been a dominant player in practice for the last 2.5 years. His length defensively, his ability to rebound in traffic, and offensively, he's just as good a passer and ball handler he is a post-up player and a shooter. So that makes him really difficult to defend when he is playing either the power forward or the center position, because he's not only going to be on the block, he can make threes. He hits cutters, he posts up, he seals you, he uses his length, can score over either shoulder, but an incredibly unselfish guy. But, I think a very efficient guy. You look at 18 points on 8 for 11, 2 for 4. He's always been an efficient guy because he plays the game the right way.
The next question, Coach, from Chad Leistico.
Hey there, Coach. What have you seen through these first 3 games that gives you confidence heading into this next big stretch of games, and maybe what's the biggest thing you need to work on?
I think, we've taken care of business, Chad. I think we have to be a little more consistent. You're going to play Carolina. You got to be more consistent. They're talented. They're deep. They're big. They're well coached, obviously. They're a program that, sort of has an expectation of winning. It's kind of how they play. They're going to do some things defensively to challenge you. They're going to run stuff they've got counters. It's going to challenge you. So, we're obviously stepping up in class. No disrespect to the three teams we just played, but when you're playing Carolina, it's a different animal, and you kind of have to be locked in every possession at both ends, to beat that team.
The next question from Mark Emmert.
Yeah, Fran, can you maybe tell us what you expect Jack to do when Luka's on the floor versus when he's not on the floor? Do you ask him to do different things in those situations?
You know what, Mark? I think that's a really good question, but I would have to say I really don't. I kind of trust him to kind of figure it out. He might be on the perimeter a little bit more, obviously, when Luka's out there. He might be in the post a little more when he's not. But as I said before, Jack's equally comfortable anywhere on the floor. Press offense against the zone, down on the baseline, in the high post, on the wing. If you don't guard him at the three-point line, he's going to drill a three on you. He's been shooting the ball really well. I think he's playing with confidence because he knows how to play and he has a complete skill set. So it really doesn't matter. It's one of the reasons why I played him with Tyler and with Luka when he was a freshman, because he has a complete skill set.
The next question, Coach, from Tom Kakert.
Fran, kind of going off of what Chad asked you, are you kind of anxious to see what this team's capable of doing against when it steps up in class against North Carolina and such?
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of what our league is. It's the ACC Big Ten Challenge. It's an event that people throughout the country, they tune in, they watch, and everybody knows Carolina, everybody knows Coach Williams, and I say this all the time, but when you sign up to play at Iowa in the Big Ten, those are the games you expect to play in. That's what you want. That's what you work hard for. And so it's a great opportunity to play a terrific program, and it's another opportunity for us to get better.
Let me ask, are there any more questions for Coach McCaffrey tonight from Mark Emmert?
Yeah, Jack, obviously it's been a long time since you've been in a game. I guess, can you just talk to us about what it was like to go in there early in the game and kind of what you got done?
Yeah, I was really excited to go out there and compete with my brothers. It's been a long road for me. It's been over a year since I played a game, and to finally just go out there and show what I can do felt really good for me.
Jack, the next question from Tom Kakert.
Jack, can you kind of talk about what the last week plus has been like for you and how maybe an emotional relief it was to get back to playing basketball and doing what you love to do?
Yeah, it's just kind of an insane situation. I talked to my dad on Friday night, and then, I got the call that nobody wants to get the next morning. And I knew I had to go home and be with my family, be with my mom, and be strong for them, because something that, nobody wants to deal with. And it's been really difficult. I got to be honest. But my mom's strong, my family's strong, my siblings are all strong, and, we're going to get through this. And that's just something that we've all talked about. And I think being able to play a game, it gave them a distraction for a night. And that was really good for my family.
Jack, the next question from Chad Leistico.
Hey, Jack. My condolences. How are you holding up, just personally?
Every day it's tough, but being here with my teammates, just talking to my family every day, we're getting through this. I feel like each day it's a little bit easier, but there's still going to be days when you think about him, and we got to get through it, and we got to get through it together. And that's something that we keep doing. We keep talking to each other, just being there for each other. That's something that we got to be strong.
Jack, the next question tonight from Mike O'Brien.
Jack, again, send our condolences. What does basketball do for you? You kind of touched on it right before Chad's question. You kind of called it a distraction, but getting back onto the floor, just being with your teammates who obviously have supported you along the way. What does basketball do for you in this particular moment of time?
Yeah, basketball, it's something that my dad, I still remember shooting on the driveway with him, and I knew it's something that he would be proud of. He loved watching basketball. He loved watching the Hawks. And so being able to come back and play for the Hawks, I think it's something that he's really looking forward to. He's watching from up above, so he doesn't have to worry about work. He can just focus on the game and watch me play, and it's something that I feel good about.
Jack, we're going to take just 2 more questions. The first one from Mark Emmert.
Yeah, Jack, I know your dad came to all your games. I guess what was it like to play a game here without him? Did you kind of look into the crowd to see like where he used to sit, or what was that emotion like?
Yeah, I knew he was watching. It didn't matter if he was here or not, just knowing that he was watching the game.
Jack, the final question tonight from Tom Kakert.
Jack, can you talk about how your teammates and the coaches helped you kind of through everything? Because I'm sure you leaned on them pretty heavily in the last week.
Yeah, the morning when we found out, everybody on the team sent me a really, really nice message, and it was great to, know that they had my back, and they all just said, take your time and come back when you need. And so that was just, that helped me a lot, knowing I could be there for my family, knowing I could be there for my mom. And then when I told them I was coming back, they were all ecstatic, and they were all there for me. And it's great to know that I have a great support system here or at home, and just us all being together, that's how we're going to get through it.
Okay, Jack, thanks so much for your time, and welcome back to the floor.
Thank you.
Yeah, Luca, what was it like playing with Jack Nungy again for the first time? And I mean, obviously you guys played a little bit last year, but to have him back after everything that's gone on over the past week and year and everything, how was it?
It was incredible. His strength is so inspiring, and I think that was the biggest thing. And I was just so excited to get on the court, with him again. We obviously came in together. We were roommates freshman year. That's my brother, and he is so responsible for the development of myself and my game, just pushing me in the summer. And when you have to go against a guy like that every single day, it gets you so much better. And I think I'm just so proud of him and his ability to push through everything him and his family are going through. And obviously we all have his back here, and we were ready whenever he decided he needed to come back. And I'm so proud of him, and I'm so happy for his family that they got to watch him do this tonight. And he was amazing. And that's the guy we look at in practice every day, and he's playing with that energy and that type of ability to shoot the ball, stretch the floor. He is a really, really good player. And a lot of teams got lucky last year when he got hurt. So I'm very excited for him to come back out here and have a performance like that, and he's gonna have a lot of more performances like that.
The next question tonight, Luca, from Mark Emmert.
Yeah, Luca, what does Jack? How does Jack help you? Obviously, he gives you a chance to get a little more rest. I mean, what does he mean for your game personally?
He helps me tremendously. When you have a guy like that who can shoot the ball and stretch the floor like that, it gives me a lot more space. And I think that's, with everyone on our team and our ability to stretch the floor. But, as a big, that changed a lot of things. Some teams want to double big to big. You can't really do that with Jack Nungy. He's going to knock it down, and he's going to make you pay. And I think also, his ability to run the floor, sometimes I can trail into a jumper because I know there's someone in the post. And, having another strong post presence, it's going to make, teams, really struggle to defend us, because you have to decide if you're going to double him as well. And then we got all these options on the other side. So he presents, a huge thing to our team. And I think also defensively, you see him tonight, getting up blocking shots and contesting every shot at the rim. He's 6'11", taller than me. He's the tallest guy on the team, and he's got the longest wingspan, and he's, a heck of an athlete. So he gets up there, contest shots, and, obviously rebounds. And so, when we have a game like we did last week where we weren't able to rebound the ball as well as we wanted to, and then we come in here tonight and we, bring back Jack Nungy, that's another guy who's going to get to the glass and rebound. So, that he provides so much for our team. We're a whole different group with him on the floor, and I'm just so proud of him.
The next question from Mike Halas.
Luke, does it feel like the real season is going to start now with North Carolina coming in? And what are you guys going to have to do offensively that maybe you didn't need to do as much the first 3 games?
No, I think the season started for us a long time ago, in workouts and practices and different stuff. So, it definitely feels like we're still in the real season. We're in the real season today, and we were, a couple months ago. So for me, I approach every team every day the same way, and our team does that. And we're just trying to win every day and get better. But obviously this is a big time game for us in our program, and we're really excited. Obviously we watch them on TV and we understand what they do, but we're going to take a deeper dive after this game. But I think we just got to play how we play on the offensive end. Share the ball, move the ball, get the ball inside, give it out, and then if we do that, we'll be just fine. I think. For us, just early thoughts. I think they're a team that's one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country. So I think that's going to be a big focus for us is getting those 2 guys off the glass. Those 4 guys. They got a lot of bigs and some tremendous talent. So we're really, really excited, and we're going to get locked in and focus on them and make sure we can put our best foot forward.
The next question, Luca, from Chad Leistico.
Hey there, Luca. If you were looking at this from a coach's perspective through your first 3 games, what's the biggest thing you guys need to work on or improve on to be ready for these, big programs coming up?
I think, a full 40 minutes. I think we have some lapses at different times where we go through stretches where we're, trading baskets a little bit. I think we want to cut down on those as much as we can. We have really, really good stretches on the defensive end and on the glass. So I think, if we can keep those, stretches more consistent and do away with the lapses, I think that's going to be big for our team. I think we just have to continue to go out there and play hard. Tonight, we played very well defensively and we rebounded a lot better than we did last week. And that was a big lesson from last week is we needed to get to glass more, especially because we know, teams that are coming in like the team next week, are going to be even better offensive rebounders. So we need to be able to be focused and determined on the glass and make sure we don't let any team come in here and get that many rebounds. So I think there's a lot of things I think we all, know we're just trying to improve day by day. And then there's a lot of things we can do to do that.
The next question from Austin Hansen.
Hey, Luca, I know you talked a little bit about how the team can keep improving. How can you maintain this high level of play as the season goes on as an individual?
I approach every game, every practice the same way. So I think I just got to continue to do, what I do and just put forth the effort, that I do. If I play as hard as I can every single game, every time I step on the floor, I'm going to be just fine. So, for me, I just try to continue to be consistent with my effort every single day. You're going to make some shots, you're going to miss some shots. That's basketball. So, I'm prepared. I've worked hard. I'm ready to continue to keep going and just, play as hard as I can, every time I have the blessing of stepping on a basketball court.
Any other questions tonight for Luca Garza? Okay, Luca,